Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm not boating this week, unfortunately, but it is the 18th of September and tomorrow is the start of the boat show, and there are a few things that I want to buy, or at least go and have a look at. So this is the first main season that we've done in our boat, and there are a few things that have sort of become apparent that we need to improve, or we need to try and modify to make better, so then next season is a lot more comfortable. So I'm going to take you through some of those and we'll see what we can buy at the boat show. Right, the first one is just where we place the fenders. Normally we strap the fenders on here, but it's quite precarious for Sonia to sort of climb up when we're out at sea and we're trying to get the fenders ready. I don't like her doing it, and there's got to be an easier solution. Now what we started doing was just tying them up here, and then we would use these hooks on the other end of the fender. And I just bought these off Amazon. They're just rubber coated, and they would hook onto the fender the other side, and the idea was that we could just unhook them and then the fender could swing down and all would be good. But that didn't quite work so well, so I'll put some images up now of what actually happened on a video that you haven't even seen yet, where our fenders looked like they were flying in the air. So we needed to find a better solution. So what I am going to do now, I've been looking around, and there's something called fast fender hooks. And they literally have a mechanism where you can just put them onto the bar, twist them, and then they're hooked in place. And if you've got the length of the fender all sorted out, then they're just easily clipped on and away you go. So that is one of the main purchases that we're going to buy. That means that we can do it from reaching just over the helm there. I'll be able to like clip one on here, and Sonia will be able to do the other side, and that'll be awesome. We're also going to look for some fender ropes for our fender balls. Now these we used on the old boat when we were up the Thames. It's really good when you're always mooring up against for all the locks and stuff like that. But we are starting to realise that we need them for this boat as well, so we're going to get some ropes for those. Right, I'm in the boat underneath the carport. Got to watch I don't smack my head on these beams. But let's get over to the other big update that I need to do and try and find at the boat show, is an upgrade for this aerial. This aerial is falling apart. It's very small indeed. It's an AIS system, but that aerial, I've been told that that sort of size aerial should go on top of a Bimini or Bimini hardtop or something like that on some of the bigger boats. So it's very high up. It's not the best solution by far, and when I was out actually on the seas with the rallies and everything else, I would only hear part of the conversation sometimes, and the people that were speaking, I could see their boat in the distance and it wasn't that far away, and I would not be able to hear their communication. I'd only hear half of the conversation, so the signal was just not getting across the bay or whatever else to communicate. So yeah, I need to change that. Now what I've been looking at is the Shakespeare and the Glomex. I believe they both do like about a 1.2 meter AIS aerial. So I've been recommended that I should go taller than that, but I can't seem to find an AIS aerial that is bigger than sort of 1.2, 1.3 meters. So I suppose anything is going to be better than that thing. So it'll have to be 1.2, but that is one of the main things that I'm going to be purchasing at the boat show. Now I've got all the straps here that are still from the transportation, but let's get into the cabin here. It's crammed with all the seats and everything else like you usually do. But the other thing that I want to be able to do here is create a topper. Now this is about 5 centimeters thick, this mattress as it is, but I'm going to try and get a custom topper built that goes right over to the side. So you can see the size here where we took the table leg, which is now just over there, And I've got my new hose there as well. But yeah, it's all fixed in place down there. So now we've got a lot more space on the sides. Either side, we've got another sort of 5-6 inches of space of sleeping area. So what I want to do is get a mattress topper that will fit that extra width all the way around, but will also still have access. So it'll be a 3-piece topper, and I've got to get that custom built. Do you like the logo, by the way? Very nice. Right, I thought I'd come and sit in here away from the road traffic noise. But what are the other things that we're looking at upgrading? Now, one of the biggest things of all was getting absolutely soaked every time we went out on some of these rallies. Now, this Quicksilver Active 555 has absolutely fantastic hull. It does disperse the water really nicely, but in certain conditions it doesn't quite push it out, and it will curl around, and then you'll just get a face full of seawater, and that happening over and over again, you get absolutely soaked. So we've had it many times now, so that we come back absolutely drenched. So we're okay with that, that's fine, but you've just got to have the right kit. Now, sometimes we'd go out in just our t-shirt or whatever and come back soaked, but it's time to get some proper kit. So we're going to go for a full sailor coat and Celopettes. We've got our eye on some of those, so that's something we're going to look at the boat show. They are really expensive, you know, you're looking at like 300-400 quid just for the Celopettes and the jacket, but hopefully they're good enough. They're going to keep the wind out, and they'll keep us dry. So that's the main thing, as well as some boots to go with it. So we're looking at some of those as well. So there's a lot of shopping to do at this boat show. Right, the next thing on the list is anchor chain. If I just climb up here and open the hatch. Now, I'm not sure if you can see down there, but I've got hardly any chain whatsoever. And this is what came with the boat. So it's quite a small chain as well. I suppose that's like 5mm. Is that 5mm links? So I'm going to have to get some new chain. Now, as to the length of the chain that's needed, I've been told that I need at least sort of 6 meters, ideally 10 meters of chain, for it to be able to work properly for this sort of size boat and in the conditions that I want. So this is all new to me. I'm not quite sure what to get. I'll probably go with the 10 meters just to so that I've got that there. How much rope do I need? That's another question. If you know how much rope I should need as well, please leave a comment down below. That would be really helpful. Right, the next change is a big one, or the next upgrade is a big one. As you can see, we've only got 4 rollers on the back here with this boat, and then there's a massive gap in between, and then we've just got the 2 little rollers at the front, and then another big space and a couple of keel rollers in between. Now, what is happening? You've seen probably in a lot of our videos that we're really struggling with recovery, and I've looked at other trailers, and some of them have multiple sort of wheels that are going along, which just help align the boat as it's going on. What we're finding is the boat will come past these first rollers here, these first 4 rollers, and then it has a big space in between where it can be steered by the wind before it aligns with the next ones. So we're having a real job trying to get it to sort of stay in line within that gap. So I'm thinking that we need another set of rollers, maybe just another set of 4 like this one here, but we have another set just about here, and then that will mean that it's guided completely all the way. So that is the problem. That is one of the main problems I think that we're having with this boat and this trailer. It just does not align onto the actual boat itself very easily. Another thing with the rollers is that I'm not sure whether I made them too wobbly. I know they're meant to be called wobbly rollers, but I'm not sure whether I made them too wobbly. So I'm going to be speaking to the Extreme Trailer guys at the show and just ask how wobbly they should be, because I've also been looking at other people's, and it ranges from, you know, them being able to wobble all over the place to other people having them so that they're quite stiff, but they will move with a bit of weight put behind them. So I'm not sure what the correct way to set these is up. So that's another question I'm going to be finding out. And finally, the last thing that we're going to be buying is either some long bungees. Now, when we've got the Bimini up, you'll see some of the footage that I can show you. It really does like batter around from left to right, and it's putting a lot of wear on the actual mechanism holdings. I know it's designed for that, but it's going to wear them out pretty quick and put a bit of stress on there. So I did have one comment suggest that we should put a strap, sort of cross straps, like you would with a boom, so that it sort of secures it in place. So we're going to try either sort of a ratchet strap, or we're going to go for like a bungee, a long bungee, and see whether we can sort of just stabilize it a little bit. So that's the last of all of our changes and upgrades that we're going to do. Are you going to the boat show this weekend or next weekend? If you are, put something in the comment, and maybe we'll see each other down there. But I hope you enjoyed this, and just all the sort of upgrades that we're going to do from our experience from our first season with this boat. It's all a learning experience, so we'll see you next time when we're out on the water. Bye bye.